see all these people here, all this family, and I think of all the people here that have been support for all of us, each and every one of us, somehow, some way, financially, emotionally, physically, help us live this, help us get there. I mean, I see a great deal of wisdom, great deal of knowledge, experience, stories of life that were shared with me, shared with each one of us throughout our life. So many important people through and genuine interactions have become people who say, Corey, these are the words of how to be. These powerful words, hard lessons, these actual truths of love. Today we celebrate the life of a man that throughout my life, throughout my 36 years, shared very few words of wisdom or provided few quotes or opinions. We celebrate a man that I rarely actually had a conversation detailing, discussing, or debating the how-tos of life. Which is amazing because my papa, Benny Pate, is easily the greatest influence on my life. Every value that I personally take pride in as a man, as a father, as a husband, as a son, I learned from just being around my papa. Papa was so good at being a man, a father, a husband, and a son. I mean, his many achievements, football, engineering, he designed the first helmet for the dog going up in space. I mean, that's historic. They were just moments in time to him, though. That was just living. That was just part of him, part of his greatness in simply living a good and genuine life. I think back to playing basketball behind the house, playing basketball in Jefferson Township, and, during that time, everybody, you do that back up fade, Jordan, do that, Well, I cut grass every Saturday. I love to cut grass on Saturday. And as I'm cutting my grass and going up each row, and I'm keeping the wheel inside the row as I go down the next row, and I get done, and I step back, and I go, Papa. Or it's kind of cold downstairs, and I go into my living room, and I put some wood in the fireplace, and I get a good fire going, and I'm looking back, I step back, and I say, Papa. He was a living highlight reel for being a man. It's amazing. You don't really realize these lessons when you talk to you until you find yourself in situations that require the application of the given lesson. Papa taught me to be a man by being the man. The reality is being the man in your house is a daunting task. It is scary. It's a burden that we're not always ready to have or always ready to accept, and we can be scared going into it. Well, Papa, through his lessons, taught me how to be fearless. He taught me to be fearless. He taught so many of us to swim. And, I spent a lot of time with my grandfather, just one-on-one road trips. And I spent a lot of time learning to swim. He used to be scared to be in the water at times. Well, first he used to take me out on his back, out in the ocean. We're not talking about just right here where you can see the people on the shore. We're talking about out in the ocean, way out to the buoy. Put me on his back, and he would swim back and forth with me on his back. Don't worry, I got you. We go under. I mean, we're not talking about just on top. We go under. You might see sharks. I got you. One day when I was in Virginia visiting, spent the summers there, we were out in one of the rec centers, and he was teaching me at this point to swim from one end of the pool to the under end of the pool underwater. I can't do that. I don't want to do that. He used to teach me to swim. He kind of come to me, and I'd swim to him, and he'd kind of back up, backing up. Well, this time he said, you're going to swim from this side to that side. I can't. I need you in the water. I need you there. He said, okay, I'll be there. Jumped in the water. He said, now, I know you swim with your eyes open. Hold your breath and swim to my legs. So I started swimming to his legs. At some point during that time, he got out of the pool. And I'm swimming, I'm looking for all these brown legs, you know. I'm doing all this through the water. And I finally make it to the other side, and I touch the wall, and I look up, and he's right there. He said, "You did one of these, but you made it to the other side. I told you you can do it." So today, I want to honor a man that taught me to swim to the other side. I honor a man that said, no matter what these waters are, you don't need to be afraid. You can be fearless. Swim to the other side. You can do it. You can live this life. I can't express how much that has meant to me now as I'm growing older, and I have a family, and I'm ready because of my grandfather, because of Paw, to be the man and be fearless. Thank you.